Yeah. So pleasant, good. Well, it's not to say good evening. This is when you're leaving, you're supposed to say good night. Uh, Facebook family. So as promised, this special live that we're going to do this evening, we promised to answer a lot of questions that you may have had that we weren't able to answer on the live that we had before. And, it's a matter of just really helping individuals, understand themselves more. You may have a particular situation that you need to get rid of, that you need to get organized. And as a result of that, that is why we're doing this. So we had a very interesting discussion this morning. Just waiting for the screens to come up so I'll be able to see the various questions, right? But one of the things that we actually discussed this morning was the topic of poor circulation. We had discussed some persons asked questions as regards to weight loss and a number of things. So we're going to take it and start to go. Let's hit the ground running. So Sweetness Neptune asked.
No, this is our whole life.
That's the whole life. Okay, my apologies.
Only one started. We have 32 viewers right now on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And we just set up the Instagram now, and yeah, they can leave me right there.
Oh, great.
Just 1 second, sir. Oh, the community questions. Lovely. Let's open it up.
Remember our pensioner special that we're having. That's something that you need to look forward to. Okay, so this is
right. This is recent live, and they already ended the questions.
Nice, man. Miss Ingrid Hannibal says, good night, Dr. Batson. Miss Janice Hampton, hello, Dr. Batson and team. Miss Grace Warner Headley, good evening, Dr. Batson. Hello, Dr. Batson. Nice to see you again. Miss Jacqueline Rogers Blackman, good night, Dr. Batson and associates, listeners, viewers, blessings, guys. Grace Williams, good evening, Dr. Batson. So, as I was discussing this morning, I told you guys, where we have the situations as it relates to persons who have problems with eyesight, circulation, those are some of the things that we discussed this morning. Miss Grace Williams, Cindy Hoyt, rather, Miss Marcia Lettering, Mayo Ali, or no, A. You pronounce that what? J is pronounced H, right? Mayo Aye, A-H-Y-E. All right, I hope I pronounced your name, my dear. She says, good night, Doc and associates. Miss Jacqueline A. Noel, she says, good night. Good diet for people with diabetes. Okay, listening from Antigua. Okay. So, Miss Jacqueline A. Noel is asking the question, what is a good diet for people with diabetes? The thing is, when you have diabetes, your diet should be one that include things that reduces blood sugar in the body. So your fiber intake should be very high. Your fiber intake should at least be optimal, because when you have diabetes, you need two types of fiber. You need soluble fiber and you need insoluble fiber. So soluble fiber is fiber that would actually get into the bloodstream and help in regulating blood glucose levels. And insoluble fiber is fiber that actually works well in the colon, where it actually decreases the transit time. And as a result of decreasing the transit time, you find that it is actually able to assist in that particular situation. Right? So things like quinoa is also very good for diabetes. Chia seeds also very good for diabetes as well. As a diabetic, you would want, as I was saying this morning, to start to plate out your food in such a way, half, quarter, vegetables, a lot of greens, things like celery, cucumber, Karaili, those type of things are very good for diabetics. Okay, so that was Miss Jacqueline A. Noel's question. Miss Denise Hurst, well, she said she's listening. Yes, Miss Hurst, a pleasant good night to you. Miss Marge Hills, she says, good night, Dr. Batson. My husband is getting jealous because I'm spending too much time with you. Oh my God. Well, you need to go and spend time with your husband. We don't want that kind of problems. All right, Miss Jacqueline Rogers Blackman says, Dr. Batson, can age-related macular degeneration be cured? It could be reversed. Cured is a word you try your best not to use because it is sort of this is something systems updated. It is something that could cause some sort of legal ramifications. But as it regards to age-related macular degeneration, it can be reversed, it can be corrected. The eye optics formula that we use actually helps significantly with that because eye optics formula is a product that is designed to not only clean the eyes but also helps as it relates to that particular situation with actually dealing with problems associated with macular degeneration, even cataracts. So eye optics formula is something that you could actually use, that you could utilize. You could also pay very close attention to the optimizer and the IT. You know, the IT actually helps with improving blood circulation in the brain, and as a result of that, it actually helps to assist with eyesight. So that's something that you could also use and take into consideration as well. Keep in mind our telephone numbers for the Shogunas office that is located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. That telephone number is 222-8261. Debe is 223-7515. St. James is 220-8113. And Tobago, of course, is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That is 226-4553. Again, that's 226-4553. Okay, Miss Karishma Ramdan, she says, good night, Dr. Batson. And Shakil, I also saw, I could have sworn that I saw. Right, so this Miss E.C. Williams says, good night, Dr. Batson. Right, so we hear Miss. Oh, you have a question from you, should you put it up?
Of course.
Oh, this is it, yeah. Good night, Dr. Batson. Is there any cure for cystitis? I'm going to have to just now, let me see something here. I am not too sure. Let me see organ system, that type of thing. CYSTITIS. Cystitis is a medical inflammation of the bladder. Oh, yeah, of course, definitely. Definitely. Once you have an inflammation of the bladder, it means that you have problem with frequent UTIs. So it means you have serious problems with urinary tract infections, maybe on a regular basis. You may have problems with candida. You may also have some problems with leaky gut. So that situation could be corrected. The silver with the mineral formula, Alkagen water, Santulan. There's a product we have called Immune Formula. Interestingly, that's a product that we actually started back getting. So we should have that in stock like in about next week. That actually helps to boost the immune system naturally. Not OptiBreed, there's a breed product that we have too that was really, really good to actually help with lungs and helping with lungs health and that type of thing. So that's something you could also pay very close attention to. Ms. Jacqueline Rodders Blackman says, I am already using eye optics and the MSN. Great. Ms. Suzette Dempster says, good night, Doc. Any brain food available? When you're looking at brain food, you want things that's going to help in improving blood circulation to your brain. So cerebral formula is actually a very good product in helping that particular situation. Your omegas are always very good. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Advanced Omega. And that Advanced Omega is actually one that that actually improves blood circulation. It also improves the musculoskeletal system as well. So that is something that you could pay very close attention to as well. Okay, Ms. Brenda Newton, she says, Doc, got all my stuff except the cerebral formula. Yeah, we'll actually be getting back cerebral formula in the next week as well. You know, the thing is, we bring a lot of products and our product goes. I mean, because I know other people tell other persons and they actually get good results from the product. So that's something that you need to pay very close attention to. Ms. Ingrid Hannibal asked the question, Doctor, could turmeric work for blood circulation? Turmeric does help blood circulation, but you need to be very careful with turmeric because turmeric is a blood thinner, and people, most of the time when people use turmeric, they use too much. So I always tell people your rule is an inch. You take a piece like this, where you look at your fingers, where you see those lines, that's usually like about an inch. You take that and you actually put it there in some hot water. And that's something you could use like maybe twice for the week, 3 times for the week, but it's not something you should use, you know, a lot of. Okay?
Someone's asking a question about what time the Sugar's branch closes?
Shogunas opens 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that office is, of course, is located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. And that telephone number for Shogunas office is 222-8261. Again, that's 222-8261. All right. Is Kevin Ite? Oh, this has some kind of name on this Instagram boy. Good night. What can I do to treat male pattern baldness? My hair is falling a lot. The thing is, when you have problems with male pattern baldness, you usually have problems with testosterone. So the possibility exists your testosterone levels could be very low. So that's something that you need to pay very close attention to. So you may need to look at your testosterone levels. There are natural ways to build your testosterone. Apart from, there's a tea we carry called male tea. When dealing with gentlemen or men with low sperm count and low testosterone and that type of thing, it's always good to use specific foods that actually assist in building testosterone. So, but you'll also need to pay attention to proper assimilation, because a lot of times people who end up in certain problems as it relates to nutrition, they end up in problems because they have a particular situation associated with nutrient absorption. And that nutrient absorption is not as optimal as you'd like it. And as a result of that, you find it is very problematic. Okay, so that's something that you need to pay very close attention to. Yes, sir.
Question from Facebook.
Hi, Doc. So I have MCTD, or giving me a set of acronym study word. Mixed connective tissue disease. I'm starting my Santulan tomorrow. Can you talk a little about this disease? This is a good question. The thing is, mixed connective tissue disease is an autoimmune condition. I actually treated a patient with this already. But the thing is, when you look at the amount of not testosterone, you look at specific hormonal levels in persons like these things, you find they actually have serious problems. And as a result of that, you find that they're actually able to correct that situation. So when you're looking at mixed connective tissue disorder, you find that it is actually one that has to do with high levels of inflammatory response. So of course, it's a matter of really getting the body balance. And when you get the body balance, it actually helps significantly in addressing that particular situation. So for mixed connective tissue, I would definitely look at alkagen water. Santulan is something that you need to look at, but I hope you don't have problems with low blood count, because that's something that is going to cause some kind of problems there. So you need to address that. I see Mr. Jamel James says, happy blessed birthday in advance. May God continue to bless and keep you and shower you with your continued foresight, wisdom, progression, and help you to overcome all obstacles you may encounter. Thank you so very much for that, Mr. James. Miss Brenda Newton, she says, good evening, Doc. Got all my stuff except the cerebral formula, right? I went over that. Miss Frederica Joseph, she says, good night, Dr. Batson, watching from New York. I want to wish you a happy birthday for tomorrow. May God bless you with continued health and happiness. Thank you for everything you do to help others. Enjoy your birthday. Thank you so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all, for those birthday greetings. Right. Good night, Dr. Batson, an associate. Doc, asking for a friend, can you elaborate on how to deal with essential tremors, please? And thanks. Oh, that's actually a good question. Tremors, essential tremors primarily have to do with the central nervous system. Usually people who have those situations are persons who, as I said, the central nervous system doesn't function properly. So you're looking at things like Nerve Restore, Optimize are going to help. But one of the things I explained to some persons recently, or someone, can you drink
Oh no, this is the other question.
Oh.
The first question. No worries.
Yeah, so with that tremors, as I say, you have a central nervous system problem, and as a result of that central nervous system, excuse me, imbalance, you find that it is actually a situation where you need adaptogens, and that's why the nerve restore works so good, especially with things like anxiety, depression, that type of thing. The thing is, most persons who end up with things like fits, tremors, people who have what they call epilepsy, where they actually get attacks of fits. That is a serious neurological problem, but a lot of times it's because the body does not have sufficient neurotransmitters, and as a result of that, you find that the body is not able to carry the weight. You know, I gave an analogy some months ago, or even just after recently, but I was saying that, you know, some persons, you are a taxi driver and you're working a vehicle, but you're working your vehicle from Port of Spain to Barataria. But you're actually servicing your vehicle like you're working from Port of Spain to Barataria, but you're really working from Port of Spain to San Fernando. So the reason why I said that is to help persons to understand that you have to be able to give your body and feed your body properly, especially when you're going through stress. So when you're going through stressful situations like exams, you know, maybe the death of a loved one, extenuating circumstances, you need to really help yourself and really provide the body with what the body needs to overcome those challenges. Because if you don't do that, you end up in a situation where you could have a nervous breakdown, and that is going to be very, very problematic. Very problematic. In fact, most people, that's how women end up with postpartum depression, which is depression after pregnancy. So a mother in her right mind would not want to harm her child willingly, but because of the postpartum depression and because of the chemical imbalances in the brain, they now in a situation where they don't have enough. They don't have enough. And that's why, you know, I always tell persons mental illness is a serious thing. And, you know, people need to really take stock of themselves. And sometimes you just need to, you know, really work on you and really deal with those situations, because it can reach the point where, you know, persons can end up in a serious issue of, you know, problems with, you know, you'll just end up real sick in nerves. When people who have central nervous system problems, when you're nerve wreck, you really, really end up in some serious issues. So find out about Nerve Restore. We do have that product in full stock. We have also got an optimizer. We have optimizer in full amount. Shogunas will have all those products by tomorrow, and of course they'll distribute to the other offices. So that's something to pay very close attention to. All right, Miss Honore is asking a question. Dr. Batson, is after having a kidney infection means you have renal failure? No, not necessarily. The thing is, if you have a kidney infection, though, you need to pay very close attention to it, because that kidney infection is one that could cause so much problems in the body, a lot of problems in the body. And as a result of that, you find that you have serious issues as regard to those things. So the infection is one thing. The thing is, if you have frequent kidney infections, well, then that's something you need to pay attention to. We can actually work and correct that situation. But if your kidney infection becomes bad enough, it can lead to renal failure. Okay? So I hope you understand that question. Yes.
Someone asked a question about the tea. If they can drink someone can drink any tea.
Any tea?
I don't know if they were referring to any tea about associates, or I don't know. There was a very broad
answer. They need to specify that question a little more. I mean, I'm a big advocate of tea, no milk, no sugar, as I always tell persons. Right? Ms. Blackman is asking, and I saw this morning. What is nocturia? I don't know. I'm going to have to search it. Okay, so it says nocturia is a condition in which you wake up during the night because you have to urinate. Causes can include high fluid intake, sleep disorders, and bladder obstruction. Treatments, okay. All right. But based on what I'm seeing here, first time I actually heard about this, but of course, you know, you have how many different diseases. And I explained that this morning, you know, somebody asked the question where she said usually when she drinks proper amount of water, she will only get up, you know, a little after going to bed and then early in the morning when she gets up. But if it is you don't drink water, you find you actually have frequent urination where you urinate often. right? And that's what, as I said, that's a sign of dehydration. Whenever you're urinating a lot, it usually means your body is dehydrated. Usually, that is an indication. I mean, unless you're a male and you have a problem with your prostate, or you may have some sort of bladder prolapse, or uterine prolapse, or something like that, or your bladder resting on somebody, or somebody is pressing on your bladder, then you may have a frequent urination problem, and that has to be structurally corrected. But apart from that, usually it's a matter of infections. People who like to keep up the urine very long, for example, that's something that you need to pay attention to. And at Batson Associates, I mean, we carry a wide variety of products. There's a product we carry called prostate formula, and that's for the men, and that helps with urinary tract problems. We carry the immune formula, very good product as it relates to infection. The silver with mineral formula, winner all the way, because that's a product that actually helps excellent with immune system and that type of thing. Okay, Ms. Jessica Roberts Lezama asked the question. Good night, Dr. Batson. What can be used for imbalance of the body? Okay, well, but the thing is, imbalance usually has to do with well, that's the main purpose of the body, to maintain balance, to maintain equilibrium, to maintain homeostasis. So I would say if you want to maintain balance, you would focus on your gastrointestinal system, simply because that system is the most important system in the body. The colon is the master organ. So when you have gastrointestinal problems, you're going to end up in serious issues with that. And that's why we actually focus on the gastrointestinal system to deal with imbalance in the body. So your silver with mineral formula, the digestive balance, the digestive restore, those are things that you need to utilize as well. Okay, so Rachel Tiny saying, good night, do you have anything to treat fibromyalgia? Yes, we do. Fibromyalgia is actually a form of arthritis. Women usually get it a lot, but it has a lot to do with the nerves. So that is something we can actually treat with that. Ms. Suzette Dempster says, Doc, can I give a 12-year-old cerebral formula? Yes, you can. What I would do is you could give them every other day. It's a very good product for attention. It is used for people who have attention deficit hyperintensity disorder. So that's something that you can actually pay very, very close attention to as well. Okay? Miss Sweetness Neptune, Papa, name girl. Tobago, she says, good evening, Dr. Batson. So I would imagine what you're trying to say, had 2 strokes and have no movement on the right side. Please. We could help in that situation. You may have to visit Trinidad to get to the chiropractor that I normally recommend people to go to. However, you find that is a situation that could really be corrected with proper exercise. The L-arginine product is also going to help as well in that situation. We do carry a product called Advanced Circulation and Circulation Plus, very good product as well. So that's something for you to also pay attention to. Miss Anne-Marie Babb says, Dr. Batson, can you explain what shingles is, and is it necessary for people 55 years and older to be taking the shingles vaccine as advised by physicians? The thing with shingles primarily has a lot to do with infection. And like most infection in the body, the immune system is the system that has to be functioning properly. Now, in that particular situation, you find that shingles is, as you are aware, is a viral infection that causes a rash. And this rash could actually come upon any part of the body. Now, the thing with that, I wouldn't necessarily say that a vaccine may be necessary for it, but I'm a huge and a staunch advocate as it relates to boosting the immune system. And in boosting the immune system, you find one has to really focus on that aspect and help it to really get better as it relates to that particular situation. So, with shingles, you're looking at the immune system is vitally important. Like with any bacterial, any fungal infection, you want to be able to work on it and work on it immediately or have the immune system so optimized that it's very difficult for the infection to actually lay roots in the body. Okay, Ms. Lizama asked the question, good night, Dr. Batson. Can one use to treat lipoma instead of surgery? Castor oil, the black Jamaican castor oil, half of the castor oil, so if you're using 1 teaspoon, you're using 1 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of castor oil to 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. You heat it a bit and you actually rub it, but that is also liver health. So the santulan, the liver tea, those are going to help because it means the liver is not healthy enough to really deal with that situation, with that fat metabolism situation. Okay? Ms. Marva Crossley Belfast, she says, what can I do about itchy skin? Does it have anything to do with my blood? Yes, it does. It has to do with more than your blood. 7 channels of elimination: kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So in that particular situation, it is very important that you understand and you really address that, again, from a holistic perspective. Okay? Miss Cecilia Edan, she says, Dr. Batson, a lump was detected yesterday by the oncologist in my breast. I had a mastectomy 9 years ago. Didn't do any treatment except that I changed my diet and took my supplements. I've had other lumps in the other breast some time ago, and every time I do a mammogram, the lump disappears. Can I use iodine together with castor oil to rub the breast? You can use the castor oil together with the coconut oil. Iodine, I wouldn't really recommend that there. But the thing is, if you have a problem, sometimes too, there's a product we carry at Batson Associates called, it's an omega, but it has astaxanthin in it. That helps, but a good, well, it's not a trick, but it's something that all women should do to prevent breast problems is actually use vitamin E. Because what vitamin E does is actually helps to clean those fine ducts in the breast. Because the problem is when the ducts when the ducts actually start to get blocked up, they actually can cause fibristic breasts. And fibristic breast is a situation where it forms a lump, but the lump is made of fibrin. But even lumps that can become cancerous are actually as a result of when you do not have proper cleansing and proper blood circulation in the body. That's very, very important. Okay, so that's something you need to pay close attention to. Okay, let me see if I can take a question from here. Miss. Okay, Miss Lynette God says, good night, Dr. Batson. Miss Teresa Fort D'Souza, good night, Dr. Batson. Miss Sucre, good night to you. Miss Dawn Charles, good evening, everyone. Janice Hampton, happy birthday. Thank you so very much. Well, it's tomorrow, but I've taken all the greetings as I get them. Miss Kathleen Ishmael, my dear, always a beautiful blessing. Thank you so very much. Miss Grace Williams, happy birthday to you in advance. Dr. Batson, enjoy your day tomorrow. Wishing you many more birthdays. God bless. Thank you so very much, my dear. Good. So let me just give you those telephone numbers. Keep in mind, those of you who want international consultation, you can book that online consultation with the senior consultants. Those telephone numbers that you can call are 1-868-373. That's 1-868-373-2388. So that's 1-868-373-2388. Or for your follow-up, so those of you who may have purchased products, you had dealings with Batson Associates, and we need to ensure that, you may have a follow-up question, you may have something that you need, you can call 868-366-0180. That number again is 366-0180. So area code 1-868-366-0180. And to book your international consultation, is 1-868-373-2388. So don't wait until, you know, some of you have way and you say you're coming in the country in a year time or 6 months from now. Why are you waiting so long? We could start to deal with you and let you start to get help. So when you reach here, you're more advanced and you would have had a better situations. Happy birthday, Dr. Batson. When you open the capsules and empty them in water to consume without having to swallow the capsules directly, should you use less water when you are dissolving it, or can the ingredients damage your teeth? Should you use a straw, and can the contents damage your throat? Well, it depends on what the capsules is. The capsules we use are vegetarian gelatin capsules, but there are some capsules that you should not open, especially if the capsules are, well, then you can't really open that, but you have capsules like that if they are enterically coated. So enterically coated means that they have to pass excuse me, they need to pass to reach down, so the stomach acid, so they have to get into the intestines. So it means they have to pass the stomach, so they are enterically coated so that the stomach acid does not affect them, and it could actually work in the intestines. So you need to be careful what capsules you open. You cannot open an enterically coated capsule because it won't work. You'll just be wasting your money, right? And you need to be careful what you're opening, because some of those capsules may not necessarily cause problems with your throat per se, but it depends on what the capsule is. So you need to be very careful with that. Like our nerve restore and optimizer and those type of things, you can open them, but they're not necessarily problematic per se, where that is concerned. All right. Okay, so where am I? Ms. God says you need to buy more medication. It runs out too quickly. Yeah, I tell you, that's not only the case. We live in a country where these people who are supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're not doing it as fast as they should be doing it. That's the issue sometimes. And then again, we have so many problems with COVID and all these kind of things. I mean, COVID really messed up, you know, the supply chain management and those type of things. But in any case, we're working on it and we're getting it, you know, how we need to get it. Okay. Good night, Dr. Batson. My question, I was told that intermittent fasting will increase my immune system and reduce inflammation in my body. Can you please give me your opinion? Thank you. Of course, totally agree. That's what it does. Up to this morning, I was saying that I'm a huge advocate of intermittent fasting. Huge advocate. However, what I think we need to do is really understand intermittent fasting. You have 12-hour fast, you have 18 hours, you have 24 hours. Of course, when you're fasting, you should drink hot tea throughout the day, no milk and sugar. That's to prevent you from building up gas and all those type of things. And, you know, just get you in a situation where your body could actually begin to get better in that particular situation, where the intermittent fasting actually helps in boosting the immune system, and also even with weight loss, even with blood glucose levels, it really does help. Okay. Elvis Lamont asked the question. Good evening, Dr. Batson. What can be used to remove excess uric acid from the body? Naturally, alkagen water, santulan, advanced chlorophyll, inflammation formula. Easy. That's going to help significantly with uric acid. So if you have been diagnosed with what is referred to as excess uric acid in the body is what again, gout. That is what it is. So if you have been diagnosed with gout, there are things that we can actually do. What can be used for a teenager female suffering with depression? She needs to come to Batson and Associates. If I'm dealing with somebody with depression, I prefer they come and see me, honestly. Because depression is a serious thing. I mean, Sweetness Neptune is saying, when will you be in Tobago? I should be in Tobago the first or the second week of next month, God's willing, to ensure that we organize all that we need to organize. So I haven't forgotten Tobago, definitely. We will be there, as I said, the first week or the second week in November. Diane Bain says, Dr. Batson, good night, blessings, and happy birthday in advance. I had surgery 11 years ago and had my large intestine removed. Wow. I'm fine, except Monday I had red beans. I got constipated and I have been using prune juice. Is that okay? The thing is, once you had colon surgery. You're not 100%, so it means you need to be very careful what you eat. You also should use things like digestive restore, digestive balance that actually helps the body, break down with the assimilation because of missing a core part of the colon. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. You need to look at your water intake, how much water you're drinking, and that's supposed to help in actually correcting or rectifying that particular situation. Okay.
I have a question.
One of the, let me just say something. One of the situations that a lot of people, persons rather, let me answer this question. Miss Blackman, Rogers Blackman is saying, I missed this morning, just hearing the end of the answer and did not get a chance to look at the video again. Question, can you boil sea moss? Because I have been boiling sea moss for years. You could boil sea moss, eh? Some people like to soak it. But either way, I mean, once you're boiling the living daylights out of the sea moss, we don't have a problem with that, Miss Rogers Blackman. So you can boil the sea moss. As I said, some persons prefer the soak method, some people prefer the boil method. I personally prefer the soaking aspect of it, wash it with your lime and that kind of thing. And, and I actually just blend up all the piece of things too. And whereas some people, they prefer the boiling method. So once you don't boil and overboil, you don't have an issue. Okay? Ms. Betty Phillips, good evening, Dr. Batson. Happy birthday to you. Blessings and more life. I celebrated today. Oh, okay, good. Well, happy birthday to you, Ms. Betty Phillips. So you're the 16th. Good. Congratulations. And thank you so very much for the early birthday greetings. Okay, good. So let me just give you those telephone numbers again. Maybe those of you who have been hearing us for the first time, those of you who may be joining us for the first time, check out our Facebook. We are, well, you all know, we are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So it's very important, that you follow us, you add us, you tag us, do all the fancy social media things so that we can actually get more persons listening, so that we can actually help more persons. Because, I'm sure since you guys have been using your listening to us, you have seen some improvement in your situation. Ms. Jacqueline George asked the question, good night, Dr. Batson. I have heard of low iron, but have you heard of high iron? If so, what can be done? Yes, I have actually heard of high iron, but high iron is a issue with, in fact, so as far as I understand, am I correct, boy? There are a lot of instances with people who have blood disorders where they can actually end up with situations with high iron. I actually believe sickle cell persons actually have that problem in some cases. Well, you have different spectrum of sickle cell, so it depends on what it is. As it relates to the high iron, definitely you need to watch out your vitamin C intake. You may be lacking vitamin C because they have to work together in unison. Because iron in the absence, iron in the absence of vitamin C is actually constipating. So that's something, definitely some sort of blood situation, and we could definitely correct that situation. Vitamin C. Also look at your water intake. That's something that you want to pay very close attention to. You even need to look at situations with headaches, because in that particular situation, it is a problem. High iron, this is what I just needed to check it. It's known as hemochromatosis. They claim it is an inherited condition where iron levels in the blood slowly build up over years, right? But the thing is, I have known, and I always tell persons, all of these diseases, because you have over 55,000 named diseases, right? So with those named diseases that you have, you know, they come up with new diseases every day. You know, every day they have a new disease. You know. But remember, one of the things I was saying this morning is a lot of the time your symptomology is not important. That symptomology is not what we, not just symptomology, sorry, my apologies. Your diagnosis sometimes is not the problem. It is the root cause. What is going on and how do you correct that? How do you, you know, make different changes in the body, dietary wise, hydration wise, supplement wise, to actually correct that particular situation. Okay. Ms. Honore asked the question, what can I use for my kidney to maintain it after the infection to prevent any damage? Kidney tea, there's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Antioxidant Formula and Alpha. Very good products. I actually use that with persons who have problems where their kidney actually begins or starts to deteriorate. And as a result of that, you find that it is, you know, prevent them from ending up in the situation of actually having renal failure. So that's something that you need to pay very, very close attention to, especially as it relates to kidney failure. But as I said, if you got, I don't know if this is the first kidney infection that you would have gotten, but if you have persistent kidney infections, you need to be very careful. It means something is wrong with your urethra, bladder, you're having some backing up inside of there. And as a result of that pathogens getting in there and causing problems. All right, Ms. Sharon has asked, hi, Dr. Batson, my mom would like to see you sometime this week coming. She has some concerns and experiencing some pains. Okay, no problem. She could come and see me in Shogunas on Wednesday, God's willing. I should be in Davie on Saturday, God's willing. I am in St. James should be on Tuesday. So she could always call Shogunas, which is 2228261. That's 2228261. And Davie, of course, is the corner of Ramsonwood Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie. Davie's number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. And St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That number is 220-8113. I said 220-8113. Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number for Tobago is 226-4553. 226-4553. Okay, book online your online consultation with any one of our senior consultants. Those of the overseas clients, so those of you in Guyana. I know we had Guyana this morning listening. We had Antigua. We have, we don't have Antigua now. Mr. Pleasant good night to you. We had London, New York, Texas. So, you know, we have a lot of persons out there. So you can call that number to get a consultation. At least let us at least start to help you, regardless of which part of the world you're in. Because, you know, technology has all of us connected. All of us connected. Okay, Miss Jalisa Augusta, she said, happy birthday, Dr. Batson, and God bless. Taking my Santulan and feeling energized will be in your office in December when I am home from the US. Thank you so very much. So you see, that is a client who lives in the US, and you see she's using Santulan and feeling energized. She got her consultation. So what you waiting on? So call that number again, 1-868-373-2388. Okay, Michelle Phillips says, what causes a star in the outer eyelid? I had one removed on my right eye, and now I have one forming on my left eye. That's actually a good question. I used to get those when I was younger, you know. When I was younger, sorry. When you're looking at styes usually have to do with straining your eyes. So some people, if you're really straining your eyes and you should be wearing glasses, you can develop styes from actually straining your eyes. Another problem a lot of persons have too as well with styes has to do with your eyelash. Sometimes your eyelash tend to get clogged, the pores get blocked, and as a result of that, so people who work in a lot of dust, if you're working in auto mechanics, you work in jobs that actually deal, as I said, with a lot of dust, you could have problems with that. Even people who are seamstress and tailors, remember they use technical dust because it's cloth, and when you cut cloth, nail techs, that type of thing. That's something that you could actually pay attention to. I do 16 hours intermittent fasting from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, that's excellent, man. That's the Jacqueline Rogers Blackman. Okay, next question. Good evening, Dr. Batson. Can scalp psoriasis be cured? Thank you very much. Yes, it can. Definitely can be cured. You need to get some silver with mineral formula. You need to work on your gastrointestinal system. Your that product we carry called Digestive Balance, Digestive Restore, silver with mineral formula, advanced chlorophyll, liver tea, and you'll see the results that you'll get. Good night, Dr. Batson. Is today or yesterday your birthday? Mine was the 15th. Anyway, happy birthday, be safe, and God blessings to you. That is Therese Liebert. Actually, it is tomorrow, please God. So everyone is wishing me from today. So it's actually the 17th is my birthday. Okay, and happy belated birthday to you. Ms. Michelle Ligan says, good night. If you get numbness in your legs sometime, what can I use for it to stop? Inflammation formula, circulation tea, alkagen water, santulan. Right? If it's really, really bad, then the krill, the omega with astaxanthin or the advanced omega. That's going to help for you. Good night. Does OxyLife good for you? What's OxyLife? I don't have any idea what's OxyLife. You're only careful when I ask them how people product. Can osteoporosis be reversed? Of course, yes, it can. Definitely. Definitely, it can. The problem is with osteoporosis is that you need to be able, you need to really be able to deal with the aspect of the bones from their entirety, the base aspect. And that is where osteoporosis comes in. Remember, your bones are made of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in the form of calcium phosphate. So a lot of times, you find that your osteoporosis situation can be reversed. Even people who have problems where you're having problems with your ligaments and tendons. I don't know why always want to take all them good knee and go by people to do knee replacement and do hip replacement surgery. Why wait for it to get so bad? Because when they have to put iron and steel and screw inside of you, that's not a nice thing enough. That's not a nice thing at all. So that's something that you need to pay very close attention to. Jane Angel says, good evening, Dr. Batson. What is the cause of intense headaches and asthma? And what would you recommend? Do you drink sufficient water, or does the person drink sufficient water? If they have really bad headaches and asthma, it means sinusitis, respiratory situation, respiratory infection, and that's something that they need to pay very close attention to. So things like your lungs, the inflammation formula, advanced chlorophyll, that's going to help in that situation. Optimizer is a very good product as well. Ms. Cheryl Cooper says, good evening, Dr. Batson. Can eye optics be used for eye infection? It can. However, if it is you are prescribed an antibiotic eye drop from the doctor, you should use it out and then use the eye optics formula, because the eye optics formula will actually help in that particular situation. Good night. Do you all have a senior Sierra? No, we do not have, not as yet. We should get, God's willing, in about a week time. We actually have a very big order with that because we have a lot of persons. That product at a point in time with COVID, we couldn't get that at all. We had some serious problems because the countries that produced that, they were hit by COVID really bad. So the supply chain management sort of, went through the door kind of thing. But we actually recently started back getting it. So our next shipment we'll get would be at the end of this month here. Ms. Ingrid Hannibal says, how often should I take a B12 shot? It depends on the individual, but usually people take B12 shot like twice a year, every 6 months. Some people once a year. Some people, if things really bad with you may need to do it like every quarter, so every 3 months. Okay. Ms. Jacqueline George says, happy birthday, Dr. Batson. May God wrap his arms around you and keep you safe. Thank you so, so very much. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Ms. Sally Merritt, happy birthday, Dr. Batson. Thank you so very much, Ms. Merritt. And thank you to everyone for all the greetings. Frederica Joseph says, good night, Dr. Batson. Happy birthday in advance. May God bless you with everything you wish for yourself. Thank you for helping us. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much, Ms. Frederica Joseph. Thank you very much to all. So one of the things that are blessings Thanksgiving to Dr. Batson and staff. Thank you. I am glad and you're very welcome. Let me just repeat that telephone number for the overseas consultation. Let me just say something. Oh, Miss Jennifer Valentine, my dear Miss Valentine. Miss Valentine, I haven't forgotten you, and I got your message. So I will respond to you because I didn't listen to the top voice note. Good afternoon, Dr. Batson. God's richest blessing to you on your birthday tomorrow, please, God. Much love from the Valentine family. Thank you so very much, Miss Jennifer Valentine. So very much. This is a client I interact with on a regular basis. She is an overseas client, very nice lady. So we always, and I was able to help with certain situations. So I am thankful, for that greeting, and may God bless you as well. Okay. Let me say a pleasant good night to our Instagram followers. So we are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT, and on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So it's very important that you get those social medias. Look out for our testimonies. We have some really nice testimony that you can look at. Miss Erica Stanley Roberts says, "Good evening, Dr. Batson. What is good for bleeding behind the eyes?" But watch me, if you are bleeding behind the eyes, you need to, that has to be seriously dealt with. You're looking at things like eye optics formula, IT, optimizer. That's actually why optimizer was well, not created, but produced because of persons with those serious issues as it relates to that. What is the brand name of the olive oil you found in the Chinese store? It is the James Platinol olive oil. James, let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Let me just check it. So I would know. Let me just check something here. Let me just make sure I have the correct. I think OxyLife is a supplement. I believe so too. So I'll have to check it out. Good, right. So I was just checking something there. One of the points I was making as it relates to one's health in general. Yeah, so the olive oil is James Platinol. So Plagnniol. They have some very good reviews with that olive oil. They claim that it's very, very, very good. And you find that, as I told you, when you're using olive oil, you're supposed to get that bitter taste at the back of your throat. It's very good for your lungs. It's very good for your intestines as well, too. It's a very good thing to use. I like to use it a lot, in my food, salad dressings, that type of thing. It's a very good thing to use. Okay? So let me answer this question. Someone is asking if we have eye optics formula in stock. Yes, we do have eye optics. We'll be getting MSM and Sincera by the end of the week, end of the month, in fact. So that's something that you could actually pay attention to. Nerve Restore, we have gotten back. We working. I mean, you will hear me saying, we getting back. That's why the lady says, but Dr. Batson, well, they need to buy more stock. All it was running out. But the thing is, as I said, we had a little 1 or 2 challenges with the pandemic. Then you ship, and when getting things on time is a little bit of a challenge. But we're working on it. And God's willing, we're going to reach the point where we maximum supply. We wouldn't have that issue again. Okay? Let me just take a look here. I am seeing a question on our Instagram. Someone is asking the question, good day, Dr. Batson. One of my eyes is cloudy whenever I am in the sun. The thing is, when you're in the sun, well, first of all, we live in a tropical climate. We should have sunglasses and tested sunglasses. You should not go out in the sun without a tested sunglasses. That's a very, very important thing. So it means that, you have to pay attention to your eyes. Macular degeneration is a serious condition. You don't hear much people speaking about macular degeneration or age-related macular degeneration. However, you find a lot of the times persons have serious issues with age-related macular degeneration, and that could have serious problems with one's eyesight. So it's very important. You know, eye optics formula doesn't, you don't have to be sick to use the eye drop. I actually, if you notice I'm wearing glasses, I actually had to use the eye drop just a while ago because my eyes was burning me and giving me some itch. I believe I accidentally touched my eye, I may have scratched it or something. And I actually got instantaneous relief after using the eye drop. I used it like about 3 times though, within a short space of time, but it has worked significantly where that situation is concerned. Okay. Else, I don't even understand that, but I know it is okay. Jimenez says, "Good night, Dr. Batson. A pleasant good night to you." Right. One of the questions too, as well, and sort of a recap on what we discussed this morning. Excuse me, is that someone was asking the question about circulation and, you know, pulmonary circulation as it relates to pulmonary hypertension. And this morning, you know, one of the things that I was discussing is hypertension and strokes. We did touch on that this morning. And one of the things I try to help persons to understand with hypertension is that a lot of times you need to really focus. You need to really pay attention to your numbers. So we know it is important to do your tests. We know as it relates to the blood pressure, and at Batson Associates, we carry a wide variety of products for blood pressure and different situations with blood pressure. And blood pressure T actually works really well. In addition to that, we also have the balanced circulation. We have the advanced omega. We have the omega with these astaxanthin. We also have this particular product, L-arginine. That's something we actually got back in stock. So very good for things like circulation. Enzyme formula is a big product that deals with inflammatory response blockages in the arteries, that type of thing. Very good product. Okay, so someone is asking a question. This is Ms. Nanlal. A pleasant good evening to you. Doc, can a person using methotrexate use the thyroid formula at the same time? Yeah, I think at some point in time, you'll ask me this question. Yes, they can. They can. Methotrexate would not affect the thyroid formula that we carry, right? If they're using methotrexate, why they using methotrexate? Maybe you can elaborate a bit on that. Miss Marie Francilia says, long life, good health, and heavy in rain. God bless. Thank you so very much. But Jacqueline lives in Canada and would like to get some of your product, but will have to talk to someone about my problems so that I will know what to get. Are you shipping to Canada, and do you know how long it will take to ship? Yes, we do, Ms. George, and you can contact us on the number 1-868-373-2388. So 373-2388, and of course your area code 1868. You could call that number, or you could also message, and someone will be able to respond.
Next, right by our WhatsApp. We also have WhatsApp.
Yes, we also have WhatsApp on that number, right?
Yes.
As well as the 3149975 number. But we
WhatsApp, we have a catalog with some of the products and details.
Oh,
well. So
good.
For future clients as well, who are quite international and want to WhatsApp us,
yes,
see the catalog of some of the products and the details about the product.
Oh, very good, man.
Yes.
Hey, we don't really do that. Okay, good.
More improvements will be done
on it. Okay.
This week into next week.
Okay, great. So you all heard that. So those of you are, you know, once you WhatsApp, we can actually send you the catalog of what we have, and we can actually start to work from there. Okay. So Ms. George, that number again, 1-868-375-2388. Okay. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. So, you know, one of the things we do in, hey, somebody say, hey, you're using glasses. A lot of people do not know that I wear glasses. I actually wear contacts on them as well. Right? So I was one of those persons. I have pretty good eyesight, but I am nearsighted. So I could read really good from close, even medium, but when it's far, I have problems. So to drive and thing, I would have to use them. Interestingly, Optics formula has helped my eye. I think the problem is because of driving. If I didn't used to drive, I think I would have thrown away my glasses a long time ago. I would have been able to use the eye drops more. Because when I use the eye drop a lot, of course, you have to use it and not use the contacts, but use spectacles, glasses, which I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's neither here nor there with me. Miss Marie Francella, Miss Francella says, heavy in wealth, not rot. I've taken that. Thank you so very much. Miss Victoria Bernard, she says, hello, how to clean the liver? That's a good question. Your liver, as I was saying this morning, is a very important organ. It is an organ that has a lot to do with a number of things in the body. And with the liver is the largest internal organ. It is a metabolic organ. I discussed that this morning. It is a digestive organ. It is excuse me. It is an organ that actually works significantly in addressing serious problems in the body. So we actually have the liver tea, the santulan, alkagen water. The alpha actually helps with your liver. That actually works with liver and kidneys because it's a free radical scavenger. So it actually helps the body. It's going to benefit anyone who has diabetes, anybody who has problems with poor circulation, anybody who has problems as it relates to improper digestion. That's something that's going to help you. So that's the alpha. So you can always get some information on that. The enzyme formula is a very good product. That has to do with things like arthritis, blockages in the artery. You get in pain, sometimes you have a lot of pain in your left side and your left hand, always hurting you. This morning I was speaking about when you're having cramping in your calf. Those things usually indicate gastrointestinal problem, not gastrointestinal, sorry, cardiovascular problems. And as a result of that, you find it could be very easy to end up in situations or problems where that is concerned. Ms. Elizabeth Nandlal asked, Ms. Nade's Arch says, if someone is diabetic, how can they deal with pins and needles? They need to deal with the circulation to fix that neuropathy problem. Circulation tea, alkagen water, silver with mineral formula, advanced chlorophyll. And they're going to get some very good results where that is concerned. Ms. Elizabeth Nandlal is saying rheumatoid arthritis. The person was diagnosed. However, within a month, the RA levels became normal. Thanks in advance. However, when I return home, I have to get the inflammation formula to bring it back for someone. Okay, great. No problem. Ms. Nandlal, thank you so very much for that. Ms. Cathy Clark says, Dr. Batson, did you change your hours? No, we didn't change our hours. Tell me why. Is it that there was a time you all went by my office and was closed? Let me know, Let me know. You know how people could be given trouble, and they know very well that I don't play those games. But our office hours have not changed, or changed the office hours in terms of. She says, optics has become my best friend. We need some more soon. Okay, that's Miss Cindy Hoyt from Canada. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you. Yeah, I know a lot of our international clients are getting some really good results for that eye drop. I'm so glad. So that's very good to hear. Ms. Cathy Clark, as far as I know, we have not changed our hours. I don't know if there's a particular office that you had in mind, but you could always ask and let me know. Shagoras is normally from 9 to 5. Debe is from Wednesday to Saturday, but that's going to be rectified shortly. That is from same thing, 9 to 5. Red Edge Mall, 9 to 5. The only thing
Saturday, Red Edge Mall is open 10.
Oh, the open 10.
So
10 to 5.
I don't know if she's in the St. James branch.
Right.
Because what happens sometimes with the St. James branch, and sometimes they go early.
Right.
The 10 on a Saturday.
On a Saturday. Okay, good.
Just because of the mall and
mall hours and stuff. Okay. Yeah. So good. Shaki made a valid point there. If it is you're referring to the St. James office, and Saturday morning is usually 10 o'clock. And that's on a Saturday.
But Miss Eleanor is there on time.
Yeah, Miss Eleanor, we don't have any problem with Miss Eleanor at all. Stalwart employee, well, colleague rather. So let me have a pleasant good night to Miss Eleanor. I mean, even though I don't think she's listening, but pleasant good night to her. Okay, so this class, good night. What to do? Good night. What can I use for polycystic ovary? Polycystic ovary, this is Borel. When you deal with polycystic ovarian syndrome, there's a product we carry called uterine formula, Uterine Plus. That particular product actually helps with uterine health, with with helping with ovarian health and that type of thing. It's very important to correct that situation. The silver, the mineral formula is also very good, and the inflammation formula, women's formula is also good as well. So those are some of the things you need to pay attention to. Okay, Miss Jacqueline George says, if you have pins and needles, burning and pain running down the back of your right leg, I got alkagen water and chlorophyll, advanced chlorophyll, but from my health store in Canada, but still have the pain. No, you need to do a consultation. I don't know if you did a consultation with us, Ms. Jacqueline George, but we could do a consultation for you. Remember that overseas number 1-868-373-2388. Again, it's 1-868-373-2388. And you can also WhatsApp us where that is concerned. Okay, Miss. This is Mr. David Scobie says, greetings. I slept bad on my shoulder and it's very painful at the moment. What can I use? I guess somebody give you a massage, man. I mean, depending on how you lie down, you could put an ice pack on it. But that's something I have to be very careful of. I have experienced, problems with sleeping, and then when you get up, you feel like you're dying. But it's just a matter, it will work out itself. You might need somebody to give you a little massage, and that should help the situation, get back the blood flowing in those areas. Okay, Nades says, I know you don't promote caffeine, but what do you recommend for a good energy boost? And it's, Nades, it's not like I do advocate the use of caffeine, because you have caffeine in something. There's a product we actually have, which is an energy product, and it has a percentage of caffeine in it, but it's very small. It's the overuse of it is what is problematic. And there's some products that we carry at Batson Associates. There's a mixed one that is actually a mangosteen product. We get some good results with that. I find that product is very good in terms of energy and that type of thing. So you can always get some information on that, the mangosteen product, as well as the other ones for circulation. Ms. Ingrid Hannibal is saying, can fibroids contribute to poor circulation? Yes, they can. Because the problem with fibroids is that it depends on where the fibroid is located. So intramural fibroids are the most troublesome fibroids. Those are the ones in the wall. Subserosal fibroids are fibroids that are very problematic. Then you have pungulated. So you have 5 different types of fibroids. So it depends on where the fibroids are. And if they're rested and they're pressing, they can cause obstruction of major blood vessels and actually cause problems with poor circulation. It can. Okay, Ms. Vanessa is asking questions. Hi, Dr. Batson. I have a relative who is in her 50s and have to wear circulation stockings every day for the rest of her life. She said she had poor circulation. I feel bad for her. Do you have any suggestions? This is Vanessa Hall's sample. Yeah, fancy, illegal. The thing with circulation stockings, you need to be careful with those two, because overuse of that could actually cause the circulation to become worse. Excuse me. I don't know where she's located, but the circulation tea is very good. Santulan is also very good. Miss Cathy Clark, Dr. Batson, how can I get Santulan in the US of A? Miss Clark, if you could please call or WhatsApp us on 868-373-2388. Again, that's 373-2388, area code 868. And we will organize to have your Santulan shipped to you to the US. Santulan is not much problem. We don't get problems with that. Santulan small, that fits in a little envelope and you're getting it. It's the glass bottles that we have some problems with. So we actually do it in the process of changing. Now, there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes to better the situation, because we have so much clients now, and I'm not complaining, but, we need to streamline things and get certain things in place. In fact, I could have been doing mass advertising in other areas and other programs, but I actually started pacing myself because I wanted to correct everybody and get us in a gear where we actually able to give good customer service. All right. Nades Art says, my daughter has dryness on her scalp and find by her eyebrows have a little discoloration. Have a little discoloration now as well. Well, you see, the thing is, remember, these young people, I mean, find out how much water she's drinking. You all by now know the rule for drinking water. Your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. And that body weight divided by 2 in ounces is one that actually, assists in correcting a lot of things. With the dry scalp, I would recommend that, she actually uses the mixture with the olive oil and the apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon. So your ratio is 1 to 1, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. If you have very thick hair, then you may have to use 2 to 2 or 3 to 3 or 4 to 4, but your ratio is 1 to 1, right? And you actually mix the olive oil with the apple cider vinegar and keep it in your hair, do like a hair mask, and then wash your hair out with shampoo, but you're using a little bit of shampoo, like maybe about 1 teaspoon of shampoo to 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and dissolve it in water and wash your hair with that. And you'll see you'll start to get some good results where that is concerned. Internally, you could use the Santulan, the Alkagen water, because a cleanse is pertinent and paramount, rather, I should say, in improving health in general. Okay? Miss Pearl Stone saying, good night, Dr. Batson. My daughter has been diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis. Can it be cured? Pulmonary fibrosis is, yes, it can, but cure I wouldn't use. I would say reverse. Pulmonary fibrosis requires some work. She's definitely going to have to do a consultation with us, but we could work on that. We could correct that situation. Okay, once she's disciplined, she follows the diet and the protocol that we set out, they shouldn't have a problem. Okay? Ms. Elizabeth Nandal, Doc, I was thinking that I could empty the inflammation formula in a plastic bottle, freeze it. Sorry there, Ms. Nandal, it started disappearing. Yeah, freeze it to travel. What are your thoughts on this? Well, yeah, you could do that. That's no problem. We have inflammation. The inflammation formula is going on. The problem with the inflammation formula and the chlorophyll, because it's glass and the weight, it is a little pricey. That's my biggest concern. So in the process of doing, I can't say too much, but in the process of fixing that situation from the aspect of drop shipping. All right. So, there are a lot of things we're doing behind the scenes to get things organized. Yeah, I just try not to be overly stressed with the amount of things that I have to do, or that we have to do, but we're getting it done. We're getting it done. Okay, so Cathy Clark, that's how you get the Santulan to the USA. You can call 868-373-2388. Again, 1-868-373-2388. Yeah, she asked about the with emptying the inflammation formula.
Okay.
Yes, I answered the question. Right. We have anything else on YouTube there?
We have another organized question.
Yes, I answered this question. This is Neil. So she talked about her daughter's scalp, and I told her to use the apple cider vinegar, the olive oil.
I guess the last question will be Dr. Batson. I have high blood pressure and low blood pressure. I am in my 50s.
High blood pressure and low blood pressure. That's what I said?
That's it. I put it up on the screen as well.
Let me see. Dr. Batson, I have high blood pressure and low blood pressure. I am in my 50th. By 50? How do you mean you have low? Okay, so what you mean to say your blood pressure is going high and it's going very low? So is it that you're using blood pressure medication? That's from Miss Mary Bristol. You have to give me some more information like that, my dear. Because you can't suffer from high blood pressure and low blood pressure at the same time. So if you're suffering from high blood pressure, they give you blood pressure medication, and your pressure going low, the possibility exists maybe you were never hypertensive in the first place.
Yeah.
So.
And then she said, I will contact you soon.
Okay, great. So just allow me to, we're going to take a little break, a small break we're going to take. Give me just 10 minutes, and we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then I'll return, and we're going to answer some more questions. Before we go though, let me just give you the telephone numbers. Keep in mind, those of you on Facebook, you can like us, follow us, share. We have a testimony that we put up there. Shakil, is that testimony shareable? Could someone?
Anybody can share.
Well, look, you see, so you can actually share the testimony with someone who wants some help. So try your best and do that. Those telephone numbers, again, for the Shoguna's office, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shoguna's. We're also on the corner of Ramsonwood Street and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That telephone number is 223-7515. And St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. Again, that's 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That telephone number is 226-4553. Again, Tobago is 226-4553. You have been listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. So we're going to just take a break for 10 minutes. So it is now on my watch, it is saying 8:50. So we should resume at 9 p.m. and we will go from 9 p.m. to 9:30. Okay, guys? So I'll see you in a bit. Keep your questions coming and we'll have them there and we will organize accordingly. All right?
yesterday took on the telephone numbers, and you are back.
Right. So we back, guys. As I said, we have going straight until half 9. Good. So based on some of the questions that were asked, so I have, okay, good. I'm seeing persons here. Ms. Jacqueline Rudder said, do I ask for anyone special and when can I call? 868-373-2388 from Canada. Anytime between the hours of 9 to 5, that would be sufficient. And you don't need to ask for anyone in particular. There are specific colleagues that actually deal with that and handle those telephone numbers. Okay. Ms. Ellen Silfwood says, are you offering any courses? No, not as yet. Not as yet. I've been getting that question for years, but I have to put certain things in place before I actually do that. But that's something that I'm going to eventually do. Yes, Miss Arlene God says, happy birthday, Dr. Batson. May God continue to bless you. Thanks so very much. Miss Michelle Charles Lucas, she says, good night, Doc. Did you get back the prostate tablets for men as yet? We actually have those. So we should have that in the office, God's willing, by this week into next week. Right? And we'll have that's the prostate formula. We will have that by next week, please God. Okay, Mr. Keith Lewis says, good night, Dr. Batson. What would you recommend for type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, and scalp psoriasis all over my body? Whoa. Your silver with your mineral formula, you may very well need to come and give us a consultation. Come and do a consultation at least. Or we could do one for you over the phone as well. Because one of the things that we find is that with that particular situation, especially when you have psoriasis is an indication that something is seriously wrong with the gastrointestinal system, with the that whole inflammation issue. And that inflammatory response situation is one that needs to be corrected. So once your inflammation levels are very high in your body, then you're going to have problems where you could end up with things like scalp psoriasis. The mere fact you have type 2 diabetes and cholesterol and scalp psoriasis, that's a lot of things. So definitely in the meantime, though, you can use the silver with the mineral formula. You can use the liver tea is also a good bet. The advanced chlorophyll is also good as well. Inflammation formula is also good as well. And you should start to see some good results from that. Okay, let me see, Ms. Roxanne Didier, she said, good night, Doc. I went to the chiropractor today, got some ease up with the pain so far. Okay, so good to hear. And Ms. Roxanne Didier says, I would like to wish the man of the hour happy birthday, continued blessings. We need you. Enjoy. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. One of the additional questions that we had too as well, let me just look here. Has to do with that particular situation of these pins and needles cramping your calf. And you see, the thing is, a lot of persons, as I was reiterating this morning, when you're getting cramps in your calves, you see that calf muscle there, we see when you're getting that calf and it's locking up on you, you need to be very careful. That is an indication that you're waiting, you're just waiting by the station for a stroke bus to come. You have to pay attention to that because it is telling you clearly that something is wrong. All right? And that is where things like a circulation tea comes in, balance circulation plus those things to really help the body work better and get more improvement in those situations. Okay? Ms. Regina Murray says, good night, Dr. Batson. I saw this on the news about 2 days ago when they were talking about high levels of toxins in sports bras and athletic wear. I don't know. Sports bras and athletic wear. I don't know if you saw it. I was thinking about the bras with the wires. I don't believe this is safe either. And they did name all the brands. I will send you the link. You can take a look at it. Okay, good. I appreciate that. But I have always been one to tell persons that with bras, you need to be very careful because even some of those wires actually hold, in some cases, they squeeze your breast and it actually causes problems with proper circulation. And that could actually cause some sort of blockages in there and end up causing stagnation and cause you to end up with cancer. That could actually happen. Amalgams is something as well too. If you have amalgams, you know, a lot of amalgams are mercury, depending on the side of the mouth that you have the amalgams, it is going to be a situation where you're being you actually allowing different types of toxins to get into the body, well, primarily mercury, and mercury, you know, is cancer causing. In fact, they have actually done a lot of research, and they show that women who end up with breast cancer, sometimes if you look at if it's on the right breast, they have a situation where they actually have amalgams on the right side of their mouth and those type of things. So you need to be very careful with those. If you have it, like I was saying this morning, you might need to make an investment and go to a dentist and have them removed. One of the other things a lot of women need to pay attention to is sanitary napkins. That's actually something we're bringing back. We had sanitary napkins that we used to use before, and we used to actually get some very good results with that. They had anions in them, you know, and that is something I'm looking to bring back, because we actually had some clients who got some really, really good results with that. And that's something that you need to pay attention to as well. So I'll always put up that information. When we get it, I will let you guys know, because it really does help significantly with that whole problems of polycystic ovaries fibroids. So a lot of those sanitary napkins have dioxins in them, and those dioxins, when remember you're putting that against your body where there is an opening. So you have things, you're gonna end up in some serious problems inside of you. Okay, so that's something to pay close attention to. Ms. Elizabeth Nandla says, "My dearest Dr. B, happy belated birthday. Continue to be a source of blessings to all who enter your space." Oh, I like that. As you have been to my family and me. Thank you so very much, Ms. Nandla, and thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart to all of you who, you know, continue to give me birthday greetings. Kamala Samu says, "Good night, Dr. Batson. What can you recommend for someone who is immobile, but the blood pressure is around 85/79. Whoa, that blood pressure real low, boy. That person may have problems with low blood count, you know. Yeah, Miss Samaru, you all need to pay attention to that person. Is that a male or a female? Chance, if you could give me some more information, that's a serious thing. Advent Messenger says, "How can you improve circulation above the heart? Oxygen to the brain." Exercise is one of the major ones. Hydration is also very important. There are various stretching and breathing exercises that you can do. And that is something that, you know, you need to pay very, very close attention to. Close attention to that. Okay? Kamala Samuel is saying female, and I am 50 years old. No, that your blood count is low. But did you ever have a history of low blood count? You ever checked your blood count? Let me know. Okay, there's a next question we have here where someone is asking, and this was something that I can reiterate for you. If the iOptics formula, if you have to have an eye problem, to use the iOptics formula, and the answer is no, you don't necessarily have to. Okay, so the iOptics formula is a good preventative aid. It is very good for assisting with with cleansing and detoxifying the body. It's very good as it relates to actually helping in that whole situation of bringing back balance to the body. Ms. Jane Angel says, "Good evening, Dr. Batson. What would you recommend? Would you recommend NAC, acetylcysteine, for polycystic ovaries, and can you add baking soda to tea instead of water?" No, I wouldn't recommend you add baking soda to tea. I mean, remember that is hot, eh? So I would suggest you use the baking soda in room temperature water, and you use a half teaspoon to a teaspoon. That's going to help that. What can you have for high blood pressure and low white blood cells count? Miss Verna Clean is asking that question. They are selling the organic sanitary dye-free. Yeah. They have Yeah, they have some now. The anion ones are really good. The But there's a particular brand. I'm going to get back that particular brand that I was very impressed with, because this is actually a sanitary napkin that is not the non-dye ones, but this is a special sanitary napkin that actually has a particular strip in it that actually helps with things like fibroids and polycystic ovaries and that type of thing. As it relates to the high blood pressure, I mean the hypertension, the balanced circulation, advanced circulation, that will help. Low white blood cells, optimizer, nerve restore. That is an immune situation, so you definitely need to get some assistance where that is concerned. There. Okay, so let me give you those telephone numbers again. You can give us a call for the Shogunas office. Shogunas office is located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. That telephone number is 222-8261. It's 222-8261. Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is located at the Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. Again, that's 220-8113. And the Tobago office is located at the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. Again, it's 226-4553. To book your online consultation with any one of our senior consultants from abroad, and you're calling from abroad, that telephone number is 1-868-373-2388. So that would be people like Karishma Ramdan, Mr. Paul Green, Mr. Rene Bastamante, Mr. Vialva. Those are our consultants. You're very welcome, Miss Verna. Okay, good night, Dr. Batson. Okay, I dealt with that already. One of the, so you all seen some of our consultants there. That's Mr. Paul Green. He's one of our senior consultants. This is Ms. Karishma Ramdan. This is Mr. Rene Bastamante. Yes, you have to put up the next gentleman in due time. All right. Shakil didn't want to take any picture of me, so I'm not there. Joke I'm making it. Yeah, don't worry, my picture will be there soon enough. Okay. One of the things too as well, when we talk about this particular situation as it relates to skin. So let me just touch on skin quickly. But before I go there, let me see. I've seen you have some questions here. Miss Cathy Clark says, what can I use for low white blood count? That's an immune problem. And when you have problems with the immune system, it means that your gastrointestinal system wants some work. So I would recommend the Digestive Balance, Digestive Restore. I would also recommend the advanced chlorophyll. That's also going to help in that situation. We carry a blackstrap molasses unsulfured glass bottles. I don't like molasses in plastic bottles. I don't understand why they put them there. So you could always check Batson and Associates. We actually got CMOS as well too. Excellent CMOS. One of Miss Eleanor actually made the CMOS, and if she called me all excited, she said, Dr. Batson, if you see the quality of the CMOS, it's very thick. Miss Eleanor, in a very excited way, who is a CMOS connoisseur, has ensured and has made sure to tell me she's advocating the CMOS. She insists rather that the CMOS is excellent and it is working well. So that's something to pay very close attention to. Okay. Shiva Lord says, good night, Dr. Batson. What can be used for belly fat and diastasis recti? What is diastasis recti again? I'm sorry, I'm back to school today, boy. Oh, there's a situation. So diastasis recti is a common condition in pregnant and postpartum people. It occurs when the rectus, right, abdominis, muscles or six-pack separate during pregnancy from being stretched. The separation can cause the belly to stick out in a, that's what we call, that's the term for hernia. Well, it's not necessarily a hernia, but something like. And yeah, there are natural things that you could do for that, but you need to get maybe a trained massage therapist. I believe in the castor oil with the coconut oil. I have actually seen persons use that and gotten some very, very good results. So that's something that you can actually pay attention to. And you'll be able to get some great results where that is concerned. So one of the things you need to also pay attention to, as I said, so for our international clients, for online consultation with any of our consultants, please keep in mind that you can call 1-868. So any of those consultants and myself, we'll be able to take your online consultation. The number you're calling to book those consultations would be area code 868-373-2388. Again, that's 1-868-373-2888. Okay, for our Chaguanas office, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. That telephone number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Baby is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. Mr. Kishon Vane has joined us. Pleasant good night to you, sir. Brother from another mother, man. We're actually going to have some excitement for you all in a little bit. Somewhere coming down the line, look out for that, improvements in terms of blood circulation, blood flow, that type of thing. So, it's always important to, have proper blood circulation. After this morning, circulation is something that's very close to me, simply because I deal with a lot of diabetics. And, one of the problems that a lot of diabetics have is that they usually have serious issues with their blood circulation being compromised. And then when the circulation is fixed properly, you can also end up with neuropathy issues. So that's something that you want to pay very, very close attention to as well. Becca says, good night, Dr. Batson, and viewers, a pleasant good night to you. So we almost completed our live, or we almost finished the live, rather. We have just about 12, 13 minutes. So please, if you have any questions, try your best to get your questions in before I leave. Of course, keep in mind that we have numerous programs that we do, and all the programs we do live. So on Thursday, we now have 3 programs where we do 103.1 FM, that's from 11 to 11:30. Then we have Freedom 106.5 FM with the lovely Samantha, and that is from 1:15 to 1:45. And of course, we have DJ Mamu, who I recently started with. This will be my 3rd week coming here, and that is DJ Mamu Radio TT, I believe it is, or radio. When Shakil, I'm going to get it from Shakil, I believe it's DJ Mamu Radio TT.com.
Correct.
Yes. So it's DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. And that is we do that program on a Thursday from 2 to 3 o'clock.
Soon enough, we'll have a design, which is almost done. All the radio programs we are on.
Yes, good.
On time.
Good. So we'll be also doing a nice information poster, for want of a better expression, that we're going to have up on the social media, so that you'll be able to know the dates and times of our programs and that type of thing. Okay?
And look very soon for our new testimonies that come on the page next week.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we have testimonies. We're just getting these testimonies and putting them up. Those of you who may have experiences, it's always good to share those with us. Ms. Vidya Abdul asks the question, good night all. Doc, how do you recommend to use molasses, and what is the best time? You can use your molasses in tea. I put it in smoothies because I find it's very easy. One whole mix and you're inside a day and you're good to go. But you can put it in your hot teas, a teaspoon once a day. If it is you have a low blood count situation, I would recommend you use that together with the inflammation formula. That is an excellent combination. There was a client I had who had a really bad blood count situation. In fact, I spoke about them this morning. In 2 days, the blood count went up by about 4. and that was virtually incredible. So, we really got them, working on that situation. So, and at Batson Associates, we carry the unsulfured blackstrap molasses, glass bottles. So that's something you can look for. We have gotten CMOS now. So, or everybody who has recommended CMOS for, you can now come and get your CMOS, great quality, excellent quality. Pick it and clean it too much, real, proper business. So you can always give us a call or visit at any one of those locations. Keep in mind too, for our international clients, the follow-ups, that is 868-366-0180. We a lot of you all will call, and our international clients getting some really good results. So I'm always satisfied to really help persons outside of Trinidad. It just goes to show how powerful the world has become, in the sense that how connected, I should say, interconnectivity, where you could actually view something, listen to a program, and actually get a product shipped to you and start getting benefits. And a lot of our clients have gotten that. So now we want to ensure that you get the consultation, so we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Yes, Shaki?
YouTube question.
Also, YouTube question. Treatment for pancreatic cancer was told it's a slow grade type of cancer. Yes, it definitely is. The thing is, any type of cancer, whether slow grade, quick grade, you need to deal with it. Pancreatic cancer or any type of cancer, you need to deal with the immune system. So you're looking at things like silver with mineral formula, but I always prefer, when I'm dealing with a cancer patient or someone who has been, who may be doing chemotherapy, chemotherapy radiation, we could always get the full information, maybe things like your CT scan, your MRIs, those type of things, so that we can actually work with you properly. Ms. Elizabeth Nandral asked the question, can diabetics use molasses? Yes, they can. They can, but of course they will overdo it. You can use like a teaspoon a day. That would actually help with a number of things. You'll actually put it in a tea, and you add like maybe 2 cinnamon sticks, and you take a teaspoon of the molasses. Because molasses has a lot of benefits. It is a nutrient-dense food. You have some selenium, some manganese, some magnesium, some chromium in those things, and that could actually help significantly in that particular situation. Okay, so I know some of you, just bear with us. With that tea, we just have a little situation. Believe me, when you own a business, you just have all kind of situation, right? So we ensuring that we get what we need to get for you. I saw someone is asking a question about when is the best time to take black seed oil. You could use black seed oil in the morning or late in the night. I use that all the time. It tastes terrible, really does taste terrible. But it works. It really works. I'm a great advocate of that. That is something as well we're working on getting, because you need to be very brand specific where that is concerned.
YouTube person said that we're making that appointment tomorrow, right?
Okay, great. Miss Kamala Samro said, Doc, I never had my blood count tested, but I am bedridden due to paralysis. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, okay, right. But we can help you, What you can do, call the office and let us do we can do our over the phone consultation for you. We need to get this done. Or online, and let us start to help you with the situation. Because if you have paralysis, but if you told me that blood pressure reading 87/80 or 87/72, no, that's terrible. But Tara Lutchman says, good night, Dr. Batson. Have been having teeth pains. Yes, teeth, not tooth, sorry. It's the entire mouth for the last 2 weeks. Did x-rays in its entirety, but nothing is showing as a dental issue. What do you think is causing the excruciating pain? Thank you. Happy birthday with great health too. Enjoy many, many more. Miss Lutchman. But okay, so let me ask you something. But are you experiencing like any bleeding? Is it that you're getting bleeding gums? Is it that you're getting any situations, not asking any sore or anything like that? Because if you're getting excruciating pain, so elaborate a little bit. Is it any sort of infection situation? Do you have bleeding in the gums? Let me know. Okay, on my comprehensive report, bacterial parasites was 0, heavy toxins was 0, plaque was 1, roller was 2, erythrocyte aggregation 1. Am I a ticking time bomb? Actually, no, that wasn't too bad. The roller you need to be careful with. Oh no, 1, is it that how we have our own boy? I think 4, it goes up. So I think it was higher, right? But it simply means that you need to deal with the liver. So things like liver T, the inflammation formula, silver with mineral formula, optimizer, you know, one of the two favorite products I have in Batson and Associates. I mean, well, I can't even say two favorite products, but I like all the products. Santulan is excellent, the Alcogen water is exceptional, but Rushman, I love a Nursery Store. And I love that product because I have, you know, I have a lot of stress to deal with in generally. I mean, just generally because of the amount of work I have to do and, you know, the responsibilities that I have. And that product has helped. It really does help. And I appeal to persons who, you know, maybe business owners, people who are school teachers, you know, you're stressed out, watch me, that product is going to help you. So Ms. Lakshman says nothing of that nature. Ms. Lakshman, you might have to do a consultation, but I will help you with that. I will help you. That definitely has to do with musculoskeletal. It could be a serious problem with the whole musculoskeletal system where some sort of osteoporosis situation might be taking place from that particular juncture, and the doctors not really seeing it or realizing it. I always believe that there is a solution to everything. It's just a matter of dotting our I's and crossing our T's. One of a kind dark, he says, good night, doctor. What is wrong when your face and skin start getting
Dark.
Dark?
Yeah.
That means you need a detox. Your body is like the analogy I gave this morning with the lettuce and the garden. I was giving an analogy this morning when I was telling persons, if you have a garden and the garden is full of lettuce, and your your hydration aspect of that particular system is not working properly. So only half of the lettuce getting water. The lettuce is going to start to die. It's going to start to get quaily. So when you see your skin start to change color and become very dark, it means those cells are dying. That's why diabetic persons have serious problems where they find the instep gets very dark and black and your toes start to get black, and then it's because you're in serious problems. All right? Ms. Tara Lakshman says the absolutely no bleeding or gum disease, just pain. Could this derive from heavy chronic sinusitis? Yes, actually, that's actually a good point to know. It can. It can. So if you have a lot of problems with sinus infection, remember, is ears, nose, throat. This entire aspect is connected. So infection, and that's what I'm saying, that's why infection came to my mind. Even though you're saying there's no bleeding and there's not gum disease, however, it has to be some sort of inflammatory problem, and we could fix that situation. What I suggest to do, you could try the inflammation formula, the Alcogen water, and the inflammation formula, Alcogen water. What else I'll give you for that amount of inflammation? An optimizer. And you should start to see some results. You should start to see some results. Ms. Vidya Abdul asks, can you mix black seed oil with molasses? You can if you can tolerate the taste. You can. There's no problem. There's not a problem. And in fact, what depends on how you mix it, because I throw those things. The black seed oil I drink just like that because I like to gargle it. Because, you know, I find it just getting your tonsils there and, you know, clean it out. So that's why I tolerate the taste like that. But the molasses I throw in smoothies. You know, so however you like it, as regards to that, if you mix the black seed oil with the molasses, it's not a problem. Okay, Nade's art says, my mom is 70 and plenty.
Her mom is 79. Read the correction. I just the question.
Oh, okay, so she said her mom is 79.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of pain in her knees. Inflammation formula, silver with mineral formula. I don't know how much water your mom drinks. So you need to ask that question. You know, the water is very important. And the advanced omega and the omega with the astaxanthin. We have helped a lot of persons avoid knee replacement. So that's something that you guys could actually work on.
As Osman say many times, Dr. Batson will call to get the supplies.
Okay, great. So we coming down to the wire, guys. Okay, right, good. So
we answered every question.
We answered every question.
With no one left out.
No, we didn't leave out anyone tonight, right? I think it's only maybe our Instagram people because, but we're going to fix that interface just now because that's coming. Yeah, I'm telling them that's coming soon. We better in our best as we go along, right? So let me quickly answer Ms. Cindy Hoyt says, Doc, what's your opinion on the use of essential oils? I love them. Love them, love them. That's something like Batson Associates. I actually have extensive training in essential oils. And the thing is, it's just a matter of, you know, putting certain things in place, but that's something that we're going to do. I'm very particular and brand specific as regards to what I use with essential oils, because there's some real nonsense on the market. But once it's a good quality and a good brand, yes, definitely. Frankincense is one of my favorite because a lot of those things have to balance your chakras and help with meditation and those type of things, right? Miss Jacqueline A. Noel says, what's black seed oil good for? It is an amazing immune builder, absolutely amazing. It is also antibacterial, antiviral. Okay, Nades asks, after a hysterectomy, can I suffer from chronic back pain? Yes, you can. You most certainly can. And that's something that we could deal with as well. Okay, so let me just quickly give you guys our office telephone numbers. Again, we were able to actually do a live tonight. I promised you all 2 hours, and I did keep my word for 2 hours. I would have stretched to the half an hour, but I need to rest. I didn't get a chance to rest as I would have liked today when I finished this morning. So I'm in dire need of sleep, right? So I'm going to take restore my omegas and go in my bed and see if I can get asleep and recuperate and rejuvenate myself for tomorrow, please God. So it's always a pleasure to be in the company of persons who need help, who want help, and most importantly, willing to do what it takes to be helped, you know? So as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Keep in mind our pensioner package. That package, call, get your information, and pensioners, we are trying our utmost to help you because we cannot leave you aside, we cannot cast you aside, and we are going to help you significantly. I'm seeing some persons now joining us, but only come when the party finish, man. Yes, Shakil, sir.
We have a tax package out, guys. By the way, for our international clients, next month, God's Spare Life, we have a package coming for you.
Oh, yes, Shakil, thank you so very much for that. Yeah, so we have a package for our international clients. Thank you so very much, Shakil. And those of you who may not have gotten anything from us, the good thing about this package is it's pretty reasonable, and we wouldn't get any problem shipping it to you. And, you know, you guys should be able to get some great help with that. So I'm looking forward to that. Remember those contact information or our contact information. The Shogunas office is 2228261. That's 2228261. Dele is 2237515. That's 2237515. St. James is 2208113. That's 2208113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. To book an online consultation with myself or any of our senior consultants, you can call 868-373-2388. Okay, for someone is saying, we will take leftovers. Lord, I make my cough the way. She said they'll take the leftovers. I hear you, Miss Maria Ansola. No problem. Miss Ingrid Rush, she says, good night, Dr. Batson. Thank you so very much. Miss Cindy Hoyt, party done for tonight. Thank you, Doc and Shakil. Vanessa Reed says, thank you very much, Dr. Batson. Thank you so very much to you guys. Thank you for all the early birthday greetings. And, I always thank God for health and strength so that I'll be able to continue to help more persons. Okay? So, till Thursday, please God. Remember those programs Thursday from 11 to 11:30, 103.1 FM. Thursday from 1:15 to 1:45, Freedom 106.5 FM. Only love Samantha. You can't forget that. We can't forget that part. And of course, from 2 to 3 with DJ Mam Radio TT. Yeah, that is online radio.
And on Saturday is the street 91.9 at 6:05 to 6:55 a.m. For all the Saturday morning listeners, we are there for you. And on Sunday, we can't forget our favorite program, Sky 99.5 FM at 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, 9 to 11. Excellent. Excellent. Shaq, you can work in radio, man. So with that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a blessed night. Rest yourself and be safe. You and your family. God bless and take care until we see you again.